Oh, crap. Oh, God. Huh. Oh, jeez. Nature. Huh? Oh, hi. Sorry, I didn't see you there. I was just being a man. But I'm glad you're here, because today I have a very important question that I want to answer. And that is, can a $70 red dot from Amazon actually work on a real gun and survive and hold zero and all that good stuff? So today we're going to find out. I bought this red dot off of Amazon for, yes, $70. This was the cheapest red dot I could find that still resembles the actual red dot, not some stupid kid's toy. So today we're going to torture this thing, we're going to beat it up, we're going to smack it around, we're going to see if it can hold zero or if it just breaks. I don't really know what's going to happen, but stick around if you want to find out. Okay, so I did zero this red dot right before I started recording, but really quick, I'm just going to shoot a confirmation zero for you guys so you can see that it is zeroed. We're going to shoot at this top piece of tape here. You guys can see my hits. Oh yeah, that's not bad. So you guys can see here, we're pretty well zeroed on this piece of tape, maybe just a little bit to the right, but that's at least a good enough zero to have for reference so that we can see if this gun keeps that zero after we beat the shit out of this red dot. All right, now I don't really expect a $70 red dot to be able to withstand the same kind of things as like a several $100 red dot, so we're just gonna start out with some really basic stuff. Say you've got it like hanging on your sling and you accidentally smack it into the bumper of your Jeep or something like that. We're gonna give that a try. So we're just gonna take our red dot here and we're just gonna, oh darn, I just hit my red dot. Oh no. Oh shit, I did it again, whoops. That's too bad. Oh crap, third time. I'm just a clumsy guy. That's all right, I'm sure it'll still shoot. All right, now we're just gonna shoot another group at the bottom square of tape. Okay, so you guys can see the group maybe moved up a little bit from the last one. They're about the same amount to the right still. Overall, for a red dot shooting M193, I would consider that to be okay. I think that the zero held, but yeah, those groups are pretty much about the same and about in the same spot. We're not seeing a huge shift, if any, so we'll call that zero held. So I guess now we just need to get a little more rough with it. All right, so we started out with one practical test of just smacking the red dot into something, like if you were to bump into something. Now we're gonna go to another little more practical test where I'm just gonna drop this thing in the gravel right on top of the red dot. That's maybe not super realistic. I think if you're somehow dropping your rifle like this, there's probably bigger problems around you, but we're here for science to figure this out, so we're just gonna drop this thing. All right, here we go. I really like this gun. I hope it doesn't hurt my gun. We're gonna go from about shoulder height. Oh, that was right on the red dot. Ooh, she a bit scratched up now. Oh no, that was fun. Let's do it again. Whoop. Oh my God, that couldn't have been more right smack on top of that red dot. Oh boy. Okay, now we're gonna go for one more drop. So you guys can see here, this thing is even more scratched up than before. The top is all beat up now as well. This thing has definitely seen better days. However, we still have the glass has not been scuffed or cracked on either side. That's nice. So let's see if this holds zero. All right, we're gonna do 5 more shots of the top piece of tape and see if we hold zero. Okay, well now this red dot has officially exceeded my expectations. You guys can see that is literally in the same exact spot that it was on the previous group. We just added 5 more rounds in there. That is 100% zero maintained for this red dot after being dropped in the gravel 3 times from shoulder height. I really didn't think that it was going to make it this far, to be honest with you. So officially, I'm very impressed with this stupid little thing. So clearly we're not being rough enough and we need to actually try to break this thing now and see if we can get it to lose zero. All right, so now we're officially leaving behind the practical tests, and we're going to see what it would be like if you got in a fight with Neanderthals and just happened to have a rock dropped right on top of your optic. We're going to see if that'll hold zero. I'm going to try to do my best to aim because I really don't want to drop this rock on my whole gun, but we're just going to see what happens. I'm going to start with a more controlled drop about right here. Oh, I didn't miss my gun. That smacked the shit out of my gun. Rip, dude. Sorry, I didn't break anything. Let's do it again. A little bit higher this time. Oh, God, yeah, I don't think this red dot's gonna live through this one. Hasn't broken glass yet, but that was a direct smack right on the red dot. All right, we're gonna do it one more time. I'm absolutely destroying the other side of my gun here in the gravel, but it's whatever. Well, we've officially found what it takes to make this thing lose zero because it's not tight anymore. The whole mount came loose on the upper receiver, so yeah, this thing's not going to hold zero now, obviously, but to be completely honest with you, I'm kind of surprised that the glass hasn't broken and it still is in, I don't know if it's good condition is the right word, but it's there, it's in one piece. But I'm going to see if I can tighten this mount down, and we're going to see if the zero shifted or what the deal is there. Okay, I was able to tighten our mount down, so now we're just going to send 5 more shots at this bottom piece of tape, and we're going to see how far the zero has shifted. All right, so it looks like we got a couple things to talk about here. Now, obviously, our zero is off. We're clear over here to the right, that kind of whole group. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here to the right of where we were before. If it wasn't for this one flyer down low, it's actually about the same size as our other groups. Because we only have one flyer, maybe that wasn't the red dot, maybe that's just the ammo or something else, but obviously our zero shifted to the right. Now, that being said, having a 5-pound rock dropped on this thing 3 times in a row and having the zero only shift that far for a $70 red dot, I'm still pretty impressed. That's not bad at all. Now, the mount came loose and I had to tighten the mount back down, and I'm sure that's what shifted the zero. So that doesn't necessarily mean that the internals of the red dot actually shifted and changed the zero. It was probably just the mount coming loose and then getting tightened back down is what made the zero shift over to the right. Even then, though, it did not shift that far to the right, and say you were in a gunfight with Neanderthals, obviously, and you got a good old bonk on the red dot with a rock and then kept fighting, you could still shoot some Neanderthals. Honestly, not terrible, but this thing still works, so we're going to keep going until it doesn't. All right, for our next test, we have this giant piece of steel that someone kindly left out here for us because nobody in Utah cleans up their shit when they shoot. But lucky for us, this gives us a nice solid surface to smack the shit out of this red dot on. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to throw this at the steel and do my best to hit the red dot. I really don't want to break my gun doing this. Man, if I was to break my gun for a $70 red dot, I'd probably just have to question everything that has led me to this point. But we're doing it for the video, so we're just gonna yeet this whole gun at this piece of steel and try to hit the red dot. And we're gonna see if that breaks it or not. Here we go. Oh my God. I'm sorry, gun. I'm sorry. I don't think it broke anything. My gun is very scratched up now, but it's not broken. We got a nice big smack on the corner of the red dot right there. Just a nice sized dent. All right, that means we need to do it again. Here we go. Oh, God. This hurts my soul, dude. Still nothing broken. All right, one more time. Here we go. We're just going to give it the sauce this time. Oh, fuck. That kind of smacked right on my flashlight. There's a little dent there, but she still works just fine. Good job, Streamlight. The red dot, however, has seen better days. Our mount has come loose again. It's not as bad as the first time, but I can feel some wiggle in it. But the red dot still works. The dot is still there. It's still red. It's, yeah, it's a red dot. Okay, well, I'll go snug this mount back down one more time, and then we'll shoot and see what she does. All right, now we're gonna go 5 more shots at the top piece of tape. There's no way. There's no way. It's not possible. Are there 15 shots right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. There's no way. There's no way. What? This isn't possible. What the Oh my God, I don't have words right now. All right, so officially, all of us need to right now bow down to this red dot. Bow before. I am actually lost for words right now. This is unbelievable that this thing held 0 after that. I cannot believe that. I started this video as just kind of a joke video to take a really cheap piece of gear and break it because I thought that would make a fun video. And now I am just absolutely flabbergasted that this stupid little $70 red dot has survived everything I've done to it so far. And not just survived. We've had this one group down here that shifted a little bit after the mount came loose. But then after throwing it into a piece of steel 3 times, it just whipped itself right back into shape and then shot in the same exact spot it's been shooting this entire time. I am completely blown away. Now, it needs to be said, the 2 times that this red dot has come loose, it's been this main screw on the mount down here that has come loose. I did not Loctite this screw because I wanted to just test this red dot the way it came in the box. If I had put Loctite on that mounting screw, it's absolutely possible that that would not have come loose and this thing would never have lost 0 at all. Not that it has, obviously, because all right. Okay, so this thing has officially impressed me way more than I was expecting it to. So we're gonna do one more test. And if it survives this test, then I'm gonna let it live and I'm gonna keep it. If it doesn't, then oh well, then we found the breaking point. But we're getting to the point now where if I keep going to more extreme tests, I'm probably gonna end up breaking my gun, and don't really wanna do that. So we're gonna drop it into the gravel from on top of my Jeep, try my best to get it to land right on the optic, and then we're gonna see if it can survive doing that 3 times. Oh yeah, that was a good one. Glass is not broken. Optic is still on. All right. All right, here we go. Oh, geez, that one bounced, bro. I'm so sorry, gun. It's for the vine, dude. Yeah, that was 100% all on the optic. Oh, it turned off. Uh-oh. I think we've done it, boys. I think we've killed it. All right, so actually what ended up happening there was that last drop where it landed right on top, hit the down button, which is the button that is used to turn this red dot off, and now the down button is broken and won't click. So even if I push the up button to turn it on, because the down button is just stuck, it will not turn the red dot on. So I think we have officially killed this thing. All right, so I've done a little bit of surgery here and taken the rubber cap off of the top of these buttons, and you can see that this rear button right here is actually cracked and is not in one piece anymore, so it does not push or do anything anymore, and that is officially what has killed this red dot. Now, that being said, you can see how horribly beat up this thing is, all the dents on it, all the scratches. The fact that this lasted as long as it did and held 0 as well as it did after being dropped on the ground and hit with a rock and thrown against some steel, I'm very, very impressed with what this red dot did for being $70. Obviously, it was just one lucky hit from a single rock that landed right on that button that killed it, and if that hadn't happened, who knows, this thing might have still held 0 and just kept working. But officially, the dot will not turn on anymore, so this red dot is dead. But for $70, yeah, I'm very impressed. Well, boys and girls, that is officially the end of our $70 red dot here. Now, of course, the first thing I'm going to say is I'm shocked that this thing survived what it did survive until it eventually died, and that it held zero through all of that. That's pretty unbelievable to me. I really thought that even just the first couple smacks against my bumper were going to be enough to knock this thing out of zero, and the fact that it could have a rock dropped on it and be thrown against a solid piece of steel and still hold zero, I'm very impressed. This thing is dented and scratched to shit, and it still held zero. I bet if it turned on right now, it would probably still be zeroed as well. Of course, that button on top getting smushed is what finally killed it, and won't turn on now, but either way, I'm actually very impressed with this red dot. Now, when I started this video, I had no intention of like shouting out this brand or posting a link to this dot on this video, but it impressed me so much. I am going to leave a link to this red dot in the description if you guys are interested in picking one up for yourselves. Now, of course, this is not a replacement for a real American-made red dot, but I mean, for 70 bucks, if you want to throw this on a garbage gun that you just go out and shoot targets with, a 22, something like that, it's not a bad choice at all. And if you guys want to support my channel, the best way to do that is to go down below, leave a like, leave a comment, just show some interaction on this video. That gets it in the algorithm and shows it to more people. I would really appreciate that. If you guys enjoy the kind of content that I've been doing, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, because there's definitely more to come. And if there's any other Chinese accessories from Amazon you want me to test, go ahead and let me know. I'd be happy to do that. And make sure you hold the door open for women.